It is more advisable to show your intelligence by saying nothing than by speaking out. Continuing our series on practical advice given by Schopenhauer, today we're looking at the art of keeping secrets. In line with most of his advice on social matters, Schopenhauer advises a person to keep his private affairs to himself and not to tell anyone about them. You never know when circumstances change and former friends become enemies. Schopenhauer's general rule is to never tell anyone more than they can figure out for themselves. In doing this, you also train yourself in the art of thinking before you speak. As you might imagine, this skill comes with high praise by Schopenhauer. A wide gulf should be fixed between what we think and what we say. If you want to become better at widening this gulf, Schopenhauer's first line of advice is to stop talking to yourself out loud. The feeling of relief which lively people experience in speaking aloud when no one is listening should not be indulged, lest it grow into a habit. For in this way, thought establishes such friendly terms with speech that conversation is apt to become a process of thinking out loud. As the saying goes, silence is golden. This exercise will also prevent you from accidentally revealing too much information about yourself. This is especially true of our insecurities. We often betray ourselves into revealing something simply because we suppose that people cannot help noticing it. Often we are overly critical of ourselves, and because we pay so much attention to ourselves and to our flaws, we assume these flaws must be glaring to other people as well. We then make the mistake of bringing up these insecurities in conversation when the other person would never even think of noticing your flaws. By training yourself to keep quiet, you can avoid situations like these. Don't make things harder on yourself than they need to be. Another benefit of keeping your mouth shut is you will avoid revealing dangerous details. Schopenhauer warns against the tendency of people in social situations to take a tiny little fact and extrapolate from that an entire story. In other words, don't reveal too much information. This is a kind of algebra in which people are very proficient. Give them a single fact to go upon, and they will solve the most complicated problems. So, if you wish to relate some event that happened long ago, without mentioning any names or otherwise indicating the persons to whom you refer, you should be very careful not to introduce into your narrative anything that might point, however distantly, to some definite fact, whether it is a particular locality or a date or the name of someone who was only to a small extent implicated, or anything else that was even remotely connected with the event. For that at once gives people something positive to go upon, and by the aid of their talent for this sort of algebra, they will discover all the rest. This is because generally humans are very subjective creatures who are interested not in big abstract ideas, but in small real world details, especially of the social kind, concerning themselves and other people like them. We go into deeper detail on this subjective tendency in our video on why it pays to play dumb. Finally, Schopenhauer acknowledges that this advice is nothing new. That's true for all of his practical advice, really. Time and again, he acknowledges that the advice of the wise has always been the same, and that the fools have always done the opposite. Three Arabian proverbs, paraphrased by Schopenhauer, seek to drive this point home. Do not tell a friend anything that you would conceal from an enemy. A secret is in my custody if I keep it, but should it escape me, it is I who am the prisoner. The tree of silence bears the fruit of peace. Thank you for watching. If you found this video valuable, please leave a like and subscribe. And leave a comment for the algorithm. It really helps out the channel a great deal. We have done more videos on Schopenhauer's practical advice if you're interested. We'll see you in the next one.